We got our Sunday morning cartoons. Gather your bowls of cereal and let's have a good time. All right. This is a Cartoon Summer Resort. It's a video game that was on the Cartoon Network website in the very early 2000s. It's got 4 levels. It's basically a trading RPG here. So we'll get started and I'll talk a little bit about it as we go along. But let's get ready for the timer in 3, 2, 1, and go. Alright, so like I'd mentioned, this is a game that was on the Cartoon Network website, so you're going to see a lot of very familiar characters. You're going to see some, that's the mayor from Powerpuff Girls, Johnny Bravo, Courage the Cowardly Dog, all kinds of characters here. And so you might be wondering, how can a game from this back in the day on the Cartoon Network website be playable for us to this day? And that's using a preservation program. So I'm using a program that's called Flashpoint. It's developed by Blue Maxima, and basically it was a preservation program for all these old Flash and Shockwave games. Think of games that you might have played on like Newgrounds or like old cartoon websites like Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, things like that. And that's where you'll be able to play games like this because they've worked hard to just basically gather the code in order to make those games playable for the foreseeable future. So I definitely can't recommend it enough. Flashpoint by Blue Maxima if you're interested in playing games like this. But basically the premise is we're going to be gathering materials here, and we're just going to be talking to all kinds of different Cartoon Network characters as we swap items and make our way to solving problems that are happening on this island. The concept is we're on a resort with all of these Cartoon Network characters, and we're just trying to have a good summer, but there's going to be 4 distinct problems that we have that we're going to have to try and solve here. The first one, this episode 1, is called Pool Problems. And the issue that we're going to be solving, though we haven't seen it yet, is that the pool has a leak in its pump house. So we're going to be trying to get 5 different things that we can plug the 5 different holes with, and a wrench in order to get it done. So we're going to be just working to grab all those materials needed. Each level.
I love the sprites of the characters.
Oh yeah, the sprites are really good. I hope you like the song because it's basically the only one that's in there for all of the levels. So get used to this, little loop that happens. Here's the first one of the only instances of RNG in the run is these ducks and how they behave. So I just wait for it to clear by so I can get the wrench down here, and then I'm gonna need an exit path. If they ever want to move up, all right, I'll just go up this way. That's fine. And then we actually already have all 5 things we need, and I end the wrench now in order to get the pool fixed. So here we go. This is going to be the end of the level 1 of 4. There's a little gap in between while we reset, and then here we are for level 2. All right, level 2 is called Menace. And basically there on the tennis court there is a robot that was developed by Dexter from Dexter's lab that's gone rogue and is starting to shoot people with tennis balls. So you guessed it, we gotta grab 5 things in order to plug up 5 different holes in order to make it work. And the other thing we're gonna need is a suit of armor so Dexter feels safe to go inside with us. And then, like I said, it's all about grabbing items that we need. Small little items like this pet rock, which we're going to go over to Dee Dee, who's going to give us a flower, who we're going to give it to somebody else, and it's just like that. That's all the game is. We'll see level 3 has a unique little structure because we're basically going to skip the entirety of level 3 coming up here. All right, and I head up here. Gonna make a little detour. Underneath this little fountain is an octopus, which is where you naturally find them, is underneath wells. All right. And hopefully you guys like bonking, because the bonk animation, and well, not the animation, the sound rather, is absolutely just too much. It's just too much. Another shout out here. This is a very fun game, and it has a lot of nostalgia for people. Whenever I run this game on my stream or put up YouTube videos and stuff like that, obviously one of the main questions I get all the time is that, you know, how do you play this game? You know, how are you able to run it? Which as I mentioned, we use the Blue Maxima developed program Flashpoint, but also people just want to know, you know, like, this way here. They just want to know, you know how to play it, you know, the strategies and stuff like that, and it's very easy to pick up. So if you're somebody who's interested in running it, I couldn't recommend it enough. And I'm actually one of the only runners, surprisingly, of the game. So if you ever have any questions on not only how to play it, but like routes used and things like that, I'd be happy to answer them. Oops, here we go. All right, and we're gonna head up here to Eustace, get our skeleton key. All right, this is the single most annoying part of the run, which is crabs here. Now, crabs, if you touch them, they have warp points to random points on the map. Luckily, though, if you don't move, they can't touch you. And the warp points are set per crab, so it's not exactly RNG as to where you go. We actually want to touch that one now, because we want to get this turnip here. But if you accidentally hit a crab, it's just going to warp you to a random area of the map based on what crab you hit, and it just makes it adding time to the run that you don't need to add. Oops. As you can see, controls are very tight here, so it's very easy to kind of bonk and hit your way up. But we actually have all of the materials needed, so we're actually just going to make our way up to the tennis court in order to finish level 2 here. I did talk to... Yeah, okay, I just wanted to make sure I had enough of the materials needed. Just so happens that the last item we need to collect in this level is in the very bottommost, rightmost part of the map. But the tennis court is in the upper leftmost part, so we just have to go across the entire map, basically. All right. Here's our tennis robot. Very good animations, and we're on to episode 3 now out of 4. And like I said before, we're basically going to skip all of episode 3. Episode 3 has a volcano issue. A volcano is about to erupt, which is obviously very bad, but there's also animals that are on the island that need to be rescued. And what is happening with that is normally we would have to grab these 5 animals and pair them up with a proper member on the island in order to, you know, it's based on their personality and their interests and stuff like that. But with a convenient little skip, we can actually skip pairing them all together, and then just head right in the island where, right in the volcano rather, where Courage the Cowardly Dog is waiting for us, as Courage was one of the animals that is trapped in the volcano as well. Each animal would give us a talisman that would unlock one of each of those 5 gates, but if we just hold down and right, we can actually hit a portal through a wall that warps us into the main part already without having to do any of the work. All right, and that's level 3. And here's the last level, Disco Dilemma. Now, basically, as a end of summer kind of deal, everyone's throwing together a disco party. And the entire thing that we have to do is we have to get everybody to come, and we have to pair them off based on who they like, so they know who they want to dance with. Luckily, it's set every time, so we basically just have to work to get 5 of the boy characters and wanting to dance, because they all have some kind of like little problem they have, like, oh, I don't have the right clothes, or I'm not tall enough, or things like that, or I need a new wig, or things like that, just ridiculous things. And then after that, we just pair them off with their partners, and that's the end of the game. All right. Here's going to be soon coming up one of the last few instances of RNG. It's just Mojo Jojo here, and he likes to be a hassle. We do have to talk to him anyway, so we will talk to him there. We have to get by him to get the shovel, and then get by him again as fast as we can. And that went decently well. Oops, there we go. And we have to go up and around Bubbles. Sorry, Buttercup there. Forgetting my Powerpuff character names. All right. If you ever just play this game casually and you want to just like run into the stores, they all have funny little sayings. Like, for example, that one said we have fresh farmers jewelry and things like that. Just goofy little things. This game's an absolute just little goofy game. It knows how silly it is. All right. So we got some buried treasure here that's going to be very useful. Like I said, it is a disco party, so we can't have a disco party without a disco ball. I just want to take the time just so we can go very quickly into the next run. I know we're going to try and stay on schedule here. Just wanted to take the time to thank BSG and ESA and everybody involved in putting on this marathon. It's always for the great causes, so it's always really cool to see everybody turn out and do what they can in order to raise funds for those who need it the most. And could not say enough words about how kind and respectful and easygoing the staff is, and they make it just an absolute joy to run for. So very happy to have been chosen for this event. I ran a Harry Potter game earlier in the marathon, and now I get to run this silly little joy of a game, so just happy to be here.
We're happy to have you as well.
Of course.
This is a blast.
Yeah, it's more of a nostalgia blast. If you played this game as a kid, your mind's probably absolutely blown. Otherwise, you're probably like, what am I watching? You might have noticed as well that each level we're playing as a different character. And I don't know a lot about Cartoon Network lore exactly, but apparently each of these 4 characters were from like little Cartoon Network shorts that were playing like in between shows at that time. I'm not exactly sure if that's right, but that's what I've been told by people in my chat and stuff like that. So otherwise they're not like, of huge significance. They're not like from like Powerpuff Girls or Johnny Bravo or anything like that, but they appeared on something. So all right, so we're actually getting real close to the end here. If ever wants to let me click, there we go. Oops. Oh, that's all right. I'm hitting shift instead of enter, that's why. Thought my keyboard was going for a second, but just I'm going. There we go. All right, so we have 4 of the 5 gentlemen needed, and we're gonna grab Dexter from Dexter's lab. He's gonna be the last one. All right, and then the last thing we need to do is head into the disco, select the proper pairings, and then it's gonna be time. All right, here we go. All right, get ready on time. And time. Here we are. I shaved off a little bit of a little less than a minute for you to help us get back on schedule there. But that was Cartoon Summer Resort. Very silly, ridiculous game. So, like I said, I'm the only person on the leaderboard for all episodes here. Some of the individual levels have other runners, but if you're interested in running this game, we don't have a Discord or anything like that. Just stop on by the speedrun.com page, speedrun.com/CCSR. You can get some resources there, or if you'd like to reach out to me personally, twitch.tv/konception2, or reach out to me on Discord, and I'd be glad to help you. So that's it. That's all I got. So enjoy the rest of the marathon.
All right. Thanks again for running this game for us, and thanks for having been here, having done your runs for us. Yeah, we'll be taking it to some quick ads in that case, and we'll be back soon with Broom by Gidano.
All right. Thanks for having me. Enjoy, guys.